Hello out there, and welcome to JT's It's All in Your Head Weight Loss Program. I'm Dr. JT. This is the first in a series of videos in which I'll tell you about my mental approach to losing weight and how I use this program to lose nearly 90 pounds and, most importantly, to keep that weight from coming back and maintain my weight in a narrow, healthy range for more than 4 years. In this video today, I'll tell you how I developed this program. And I'll start by showing you a picture of what I looked like nearly 7 years ago. Yep, that's what I looked like nearly 7 years ago. Back then, I weighed nearly 270 pounds. Now, I'm a big guy. I'm a pretty tall guy. I'm about 6'1", 6'2" tall, but I didn't look good and I didn't feel good. And one day, what happened? Maybe like many of you out there, you reach some point where you decide you don't want to do this anymore. That's what I decided. One day, I decided I was going to make a change. And I actually had in my mind what I wanted to do and how I wanted to go about it. And there were 3 things about how the approach that I wanted to take to lose that weight. And the first thing was, I decided that I was going to make small changes, that I could live with, changes that were big enough they were going to have an impact, but changes that were small enough that I could mentally handle, that I could have the discipline to keep on that change and not go back, not to revert to my old habits. And the second thing that I decided I was going to do was I wasn't going to set a goal. I wasn't going to set a target. Now, I'd been quite light when I was a younger man, but I'd gotten really heavy. And the days when I was thin, a slender young guy, they were long in the past. So I didn't know where I was going to end up. And I decided I wasn't going to set a target. And instead, I was going to set out on a journey without a set destination, to set off on a path. And the third thing was I decided I was going to take it slow. I wasn't going to be in a hurry. And that goes back to the first change, small changes, one at a time. I wasn't going to be in a hurry because I saw and I knew I'd seen people that dieted and they yo-yoed, they lost weight quick, and it came back. And I said to myself, that doesn't seem to be a right approach. So those were the 3 things that I did, the 3 approaches that I took. So how did that work? Well, I started out, I made a small change, and I watched how it affected my weight, monitored my weight carefully. Now, like with usual changes, the change levels off. The effect of it leveled off. Then I had to make another small change. Made another small change. Started losing more weight. And then that leveled off. And then I made another little change. Little changes that I could live with. Little changes that didn't tax my willpower. Little changes that I didn't want to rebel against. And it started working. And that was the wonderful thing. It started working. And I lost 5 pounds. I lost 10 pounds. And as the weight started coming off, and I started saying to myself, this is working. This is going to work. So I developed confidence in the approach. So I kept on going. 10 pounds became 15. 15 became 20. 20 became 25, 30. The weight was slowly going away, slowly heading down. Eventually, I lost about 50 pounds. I lost about 50 pounds and I was down roughly to about 220 pounds. And I stayed that way for a little while, a couple of months or so. And then I decided, I think I can lose more weight. I think I would be happy losing more weight. So I set off again. 50 pounds became 55, 60, 65, 70. It was feeling good. It was wonderful. Eventually, I got to a point just short of 90 pounds. Got down somewhere in about 185 pounds or so, where I'd lost more than 85, getting sometimes close to 90 pounds. And when I got into that range, that 85 to 90 pound weight loss, I started feeling really good. I could run upstairs again. I looked a lot younger. I felt so much better. I got more exercise. And the interesting thing was, when I stepped back, as I said, I didn't set out with any target in terms of my weight loss, but I also didn't set out with any target into what I was going to be eating. I just made the slow changes and changes that worked, and I stuck with the changes. That was the big thing. Made a change, stuck with the change. And along the way, even though I didn't plan it, didn't plan like a diet, didn't plan as to what I was going to eat at the end, but I realized eventually that I had made dramatic changes in my life. Dramatic changes in my diet. Dramatic changes in the way that I lived. So once I got into that range that I wanted to be in, then I used the program to maintain my weight in that range, to keep on with the diet, the way that I ate, the way that I lived, because it worked. And I knew I could stick with it. And it was something I could live with. I was happy with where I was. I was happy with what I was eating. I was happy with how I felt. There was no feeling of rebelling against it. Now, the important thing is, though, I had to pay attention. I had to stay focused. And that's the thing to remember. The thing to remember here is that weight loss, if you've gained weight, it's easy to gain it. It's hard to lose it. And it's easy to gain it back. So I had to maintain that mental approach to stay in that narrow, healthy weight. So let me give you a tip. I'm going to leave you here with an important tip that you can use to get your program started today. And this is something that will be an important part of your program as you're in the weight loss portion of your program. And that is to go to bed tonight and go to bed every night just a little bit hungry. Not a lot hungry, just a little bit hungry. Because if you go to bed just a little bit hungry, the chances are the calories that you ate today are not quite what your body needs in order to maintain its current weight. And so over time, if you do that day after day, you'll lose weight. Just go to bed a little bit hungry. Then you'll work on figuring out what it is that you need to change. But just go to bed a little bit hungry, starting today. So I want to leave you with the message. And the message is, there's hope. Things can change. You can change. So in my next video, I'm going to tell you about what I think is the most important part of It's All in Your Head weight loss program, and that is how you feel about yourself. And I'll explain to you why feeling good about yourself is a very important part of a mental approach, of a successful mental approach to losing weight. So thanks for watching this video. Before you go, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and please share this video with someone you care about. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.